My name is Karim Gerber. I am the region manager of Oris Watches for the Middle East region and Africa.
Talk about the UAE market and the Middle East for Oris.
Exactly. Actually, the Gulf countries, especially the UAE market, is very important for Oris, not only to have our collection in the most prominent stores in terms of brand presence, but as well for the international tourists visiting the UAE to see the latest collections here.
You can also mention about Oris presence in the region. I believe it's been here for many years, like more than 50 or 100 years.
Exactly. The Oris brand is well established here in the region since more than 50 years. Actually, we started in Kuwait with our partner, the Morad Yusuf Bebehani company, in the early 1950s already.
And probably could mention about the aircraft that you use, a single engine aircraft, and why not
Excellent.
the twin engines?
Exactly. Actually, we choose the Pilatus PC7 and not a much more comfortable twin-engine, autopilot-equipped aircraft because this wouldn't be a challenge. Taking off in Switzerland, doing 2 fuel stop with a fully autopiloted plane would be just too simple. And actually, we love the PC7 because all of us 3 of the pilots team, we fly air shows in Switzerland and across Europe with this Oris branded PC7.
And you mentioned about the fuel capacity, like it can take it for 2.5 hours.
Exactly.
What does the reserve tank run on? For how long?
Actually, we have a fuel authority or a fuel autonomy of around 2.5 hours. Plus, we have to calculate a reserve, so 45 minutes. This will give you an engine running time of around 3 hours. But after 3 hours, if you don't refuel, the engine just would stop in mid-air.
Mm-hmm. Have you had any difficulties while flying, experiencing a lack of fuel and difficulties in the air in the past?
Luckily, so far, we had no difficulties with fuel or with the aircraft itself. We had some difficulties in some countries with the landing permits, which we've certainly had, but they were not accepted. Once we had to turn around to do some phone calls at another destination before we could land at that specific airport.
And what are your main challenges while flying, especially with an aircraft like this? What are the challenges that you face?
The main challenge is flying this aircraft, that you have to fly it by yourself, especially when it comes to takeoff and landing. As you know, the Middle East, there is a very, very high volume of air traffic. So the communication between you and the air traffic control, this is very, very hectic. Everything happens at the same moment. The comfort you have in a normal airplane, you just put the autopilot and this airplane is flying the routing you've programmed. It's a little bit more difficult with the PC7 because you have no autopilot, so you have to fly manually, you have to navigate, and you have to coordinate your actions together with the air traffic control. This is the most busy moment of flying.
And what's the significance of having association between the aircraft and a watch company? What is the significance?
The significance is it's definitely credibility and the development of the watches, because our aviation watches, they are made from pilots for pilots. It's not just like we do aviation because it's a marketing tool. We live it and we work for that to get the perfect instrument for a professional pilot.
What's unique about Oris that other watch companies don't manufacture? Maybe in aviation or in diving. What is so unique about Oris?
Our strength is definitely, I show you this with another watch. It's not a 2015 novelty. We launched it last year. Oris is innovative. In 2013, we launched the first affordable watch with an integrated depth measuring device. And here, this we launched in 2014, the Oris Big Crown Pro Pilot Altimeter, which is the first watch in the world which has an automatic movement and features an independent integrated barometric altimeter device which allows you to measure altitude from 0 to 14,500 feet.
Is there anything else you'd like to mention?
For the time being, nothing comes to my mind, but I would say thank you very much for
Thank you too.
being here.